So when I hit this, and watch what happens. Today I'm going to play a little bit more with my Strat and show you how I go about getting a tone that I feel really comfortable with, and some stuff I've been doing on the Marshall where I really think it sounds its best. I've had it for a little over a year now and tried a lot of different settings, and I think this is going to be my kind of go-to setting, what I found here. And really what it's about, I did a little bit about it in the last video with Iron Maiden. The presence knob makes all the difference in the world, since it's a one-channel amp and you can go back and forth between the clean depending on what you're trying to do. And even with the Strat and single coil pickups, I can get it to really rock using a couple pedals and really focusing on the presence control. I did a little of that last week, but I'm going to show you a little bit more about how I got to that setting. So it starts on any amp by getting a nice clean tone. And then going from there and deciding what it is that you're trying to do. So how I do that over here is I turn the presence all the way down, and I'm using the same settings as last week, which I'll show you again for this. And then so right now everything's dry. I'm just going through these two pickups on the Strat and the fourth position, and this is just a dry, clean tone. Reverb and get that going. It gives you a little bit of space. So if we're going to go from here, how I was picking very lightly, but if I pick it harder, just how I have the amp set up now, I can get it to start to break up and go slightly overdriven, and it's pretty loud in here. Of course, I have the attenuator going, so if I didn't, it'd be really loud in here. But like, for instance, if I was going to do something like this and pick it really hard, okay, so now the importance of pedals when you're playing like this. You hear as I start to go into the lead there, it wants to die. You hear that? The tone is good, but it doesn't stay with you. So we're going to come over here now to the tube screamer, and that's what this thing will really do for you. Now this is what we call a transparent type of overdrive. So we're trying to keep the amp sounding as best it can in the way that it sounds, now that I got a really good tone coming out of the amp, and then boosting it with this, but keeping the tone as close to the original tone of the amp as possible. So I have it set up to kind of do that here the way I have these pedals set right now. So when I hit this, and watch what happens. you notice it's probably a little bit too distorted. So that's where the importance of your tone control and your volume knob. So if I was going to play this song, I probably wouldn't even bother stepping on it off and on during the set. I would probably just leave this as, I kind of leave the Tube Screamer as an always on pedal. And then I adjust what I want to do with my volume control once I get the settings the way that I like them. So how I would handle that is when I was going to the beginning part, I want that to be pretty dirty and I want it to really ring out, so I'm going to leave my volume all the way up, because if I just turn it just a little bit, listen to the difference. When Jimmy was playing that, or if you watch Gary Moore's version of it, they're shaking their guitar and really pressing and moving the strings back and forth, and that's how you're getting that weird harmonic, those overtones that are, but you kind of need the overdrive to do that, or you need to just turn the Marshall all the way up on 10 and full blast, and you're going to have a hard time doing that if you got a girlfriend or a wife around, kids, whatever, you're living in the neighborhood. These amps, even though they're 20 watts and not 100 watts, they're still loud as hell. So there are ways around it, and those ways are pedals, and then if you can get something like this, they're not that expensive, 2 notes. You can bring that attenuator down, you can run it. What I'm doing is I'm running it into my recording DAW at full blast, as if it was on all the way, so you get the full sound that you're hearing when it's recording. But in the room, it's a lot quieter. It doesn't sound as good, it's knocked down a little bit. So that overall sustain that you're used to getting with really driving your tubes is not there. So, but you can overcome that with the pedals. Yes, for the purists out there, it's going to thin the sound a little bit. But this is a compromise. We're not playing at the Cow Palace here. We're playing in our bedroom. So I want you to hear the difference of what's going on here as I shake the strings a little and move the neck back and forth to get this kind of, there's a wavy tone that he has going through there.
What is presence?
Presence. Well, it's pretty amazing. For that type of music, sounds fantastic. Here's what it sounds like with the presence halfway up. Same riff. Here's what it sounds like all the way up. Plexi wants to come in here. Okay, sounds great, clean, either way, all the different ways, but you see the presence brought it out. More treble, and just like what it says, it just makes everything like when I'm shaking that minor. Compared to not having it on, 0. It's more stringy that way, and really, if I was going to play this song, I would probably leave the presence all the way off if this was the only song that I was playing. But I want to show you what the difference is when you turn the presence all the way up when you're going, especially if you're playing with a single coil pickup, and you're going for more of the rock tone. So now I'm going to crank the presence, and I'm going to move all the way to the bridge pickup, and I'm going to turn both of these pedals on. And listen to the difference.